Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809 in Hodgenville, Kentucky.
Thomas and Nancy Hanks Lincoln had 3 children, Sarah, Abraham, and Thomas. Abraham was the middle child.
Thomas Lincoln died at 3 days old, which heavily impacted the Lincoln family.
In 1816, when Abraham was 7 years old, his parents moved to Perry County, Indiana.
2 years after moving to Indiana, tragedy struck again as Nancy Lincoln died of milk sickness.
A year later, Abraham's father remarried to Sarah Bush Johnson. She had 3 children of her own.
In 1828, Sarah Lincoln passed away during childbirth.
Abraham got very upset at Sarah's husband's family for not calling the doctor in time.
In 1828, Lincoln and a friend were taking a boat down the Mississippi to New Orleans. It was his first sight outside the frontier.
On the 1828 boat trip, Abraham and his friend Allen Gentry fought off a gang of enslaved people that tried to rob them.
In 1830, Lincoln, who was 21, moved with his family to the town of New Salem, Illinois. In 1832, Lincoln briefly served in the Black Hawk War. This would be his only military experience.
In 1836, he passed the bar exam and became a lawyer. In 1837, he opened his own law practice. He served as a legislator from 1834 to 1841.
In 1842, Abraham Lincoln married his wife, Mary Todd. Throughout the next few years, he went around Illinois serving as a lawyer until he was elected to Congress in 1846.
In 1850, Abraham focused on his law career instead of running for a second term within Congress. In 1854, he lost his first attempt at running for the Senate. In 1858, he ran for the Senate for a second time against Stephen Douglas and won.
They had 7 debates throughout Illinois where they heavily debated slavery.
Abraham Lincoln became president in 1861 and was America's 16th president.
Abraham Lincoln was a Republican whose main goal was to abolish slavery. The Civil War began only weeks into his presidency.
Abraham Lincoln appointed Ulysses S. Grant as General of the Union Army.
Abraham Lincoln's 1863 Emancipation Proclamation freed over 3.5 million slaves.
In 1864, Abraham Lincoln ran for a second term of presidency and won in a landslide.
On April 14, 1865, shortly after 10 p.m., President Lincoln was assassinated at Ford's Theater by John Wilkes Booth.
He died at 7:22 in the morning.
12 days later, Booth was found in a barn in South Maryland. The officers that found him asked him to surrender.
When John Wilkes Booth refused, they shot him.